This is one job, but we've got two houses and we're doing the subdivision at the same time. That's three separate projects all going on. How do we manage this so that they don't have people conflicting with people? We're digging up the road, we're digging up drains, we've got to deliver things all the way to the back. They just had to get a crane in to get a steel beam to the very back of the section, but we couldn't get the steel beam in until we've got the subfloor down. There was a stage last week where we couldn't even get down there because we had scaffold up. There's so many things going on at this site, so many different pieces to juggle, and yet we're still doing it. And believe it or not, I actually enjoy the juggle. I think it's really cool, you know, to take it from a plan on a sheet of paper to this real life thing. We've had to deal with water, we've had to deal with earthworks, we've had to deal with the neighbours, we've had to deal with the council, we've had to deal with engineers. There's so many moving pieces, and now it's so satisfying to see these two houses. Let's take a look at the front house. So the thing is, to build this house, we had to have scaffold up here, but the moment we had scaffold up here, we can't get any access down here. But we've got a whole nother house down the back there we need to build. The thing is, you don't want to do all of the back house and then all of the front house. I think that's a bit silly. You've got to work out, well, what do you need to do to get this job ready to start? And what do you need to do to get this job ready to start? Then you just start working through that process. We've got a goal for both ones. We want this one clad and painted before Christmas, and we want the back house to have a roof on it before Christmas. On top of all of those things, we're also doing the subdivision. That means installing services, dealing with the council, getting that inspected, submitting it to LINZ. That's a whole 6 to 9 month process on its own. Again, you don't want to do all of that. You know, if you can build at the same time as doing that process, you should. You should eliminate that downtime. There's no point doing the subdivision process for 9 months, building one house for 9 months, and then building the next house for 9 months if you can squeeze that timeline up. Every month that we squeeze that timeline up means that our client achieves their financial goal quicker and adds another house to the system for someone that needs a warm, dry, quiet, beautiful home to live in. Both houses are getting clad with vertical, linear, oblique. We're going to have a feature section of weatherboard on the front. They're both 2-story, they're both 4-bedroom, and their back house is going to have an amazing outlook and deck into the bush. Cool little sun trap that is sheltered and quiet.
This is like a wool product. It's made out of just like, basically wool. You can actually smell it. It smells like a wool shed. And that is going to stop the bank from eroding, stop anything growing in it for now. We're going to cut into it and do some planting once we've built the deck, but slowly it will erode away into the bank, but for now it's just stopping the bank moving.
On the back house here, we've got frames going up, the mid floor's gone in, and upper level frames have been complete. We've got truss delivery next week, and then it'll be a little bit of a jigsaw. We've got to do the garage roof to then get a scaffold up to finish the upper roof. Again, we're going to get a roof on this one before Christmas. That means as all our team takes a break for a couple of weeks, the house is sheltered and looked after. The frames aren't getting unnecessarily exposed to the elements. From this point onwards was where it started to slope up and become unusable land. There's a whole section here that's been unlocked. Yes, we've had to do a lot of earthworks. Yes, it was hard getting the house out of the ground, but now that you've got 2 lots, it was definitely worth the effort. I've had a walk around upstairs and I really love the outlook up there. If you like seeing the progress on these 2 jobs and our other subdividers we've got going on in the valley, go ahead, click subscribe, follow along as we build a ton of houses start to finish. And get in touch if you want your place to build your house in your backyard. And time for a pie.